We are back to the warehouse for Blitzball Battle 6. Trev is worse than last year. Let's talk Blitzball. Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, the podcast about Blitzball and boys, but lately about Blitzball. I am your co-host, Brendan Ruppel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan.
Hey, man.
Oops, all blowouts.
Oops, I forgot to say Oops, all blowouts. I was going to add that. It's good.
Oh, well. You're welcome. I wasn't listening to you. I was playing Captain Falcon's theme song.
I know you were. Do you like Oops, all berries, for real?
Yeah. Who doesn't? Although I haven't had it in about 10 to 12 years.
Yeah, it's true. Do they have it
so
sometimes
it
at the dining hall?
Too sweet. They had it all the time at the dining hall.
Yeah.
It could be too sweet for me now.
I would mix I would mix Oops, all berries with the regular one.
No. Vetoed. That's just crunch berries.
I know, yeah. That was my funny
That's
joke
the joke.
today.
This is a joke, Pete. From here on out, we're serious. A lot of storylines going into this game, right? We got ice stinkers last year.
We
really
asked this
for the whole year.
Our surprise guest yesterday, and he didn't really give us a real answer about how much it stinks. And Keith in this episode scratched and sniffed it, but didn't really make a face. It doesn't seem like it stinks that much. I would think
he said
I wanted to stink more.
What did he say? He had a good joke. It smells like something.
It stinks like shit.
No, that's not what he said. He said it smells like sweet hits, something like that.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, okay.
Rose didn't know how to answer that one.
I don't know. I think he'll grow on me. I think it was just the last episode was so jarring to of it just like Rose being like, "What do you think, Keith?" and everybody just being like,
"Whoa,
what the fuck is going on?"
I was fully expecting to see Kelsey holding her baby,
and the baby's name is Keith. No, I know what the baby's name is. I don't know what. Can't remember it though. She posted about it. She posted about it when the baby was born.
Congrats.
But so you have. Congrats, Kelsey.
Hags.
We know she's a big listener. Hags, have a great summer. We got ice stinks last year in its entirety.
Yeah.
Zoe brought up a good point in the post game. It's like, yeah, they've gone 2-0.
Don't even get too excited about today, but for now, enjoy it. Obviously,
they look good. Jack looks back to normal pitching.
So good.
I
love watching.
Well, I shouldn't say back to normal. He looks to be a little bit below what we know he can be, but he's going to work into it. I fully believe
by any means, but he looks like very promising. Yeah, I'll more or less agree with you.
And then you have this new full rotten team who went to the championship last year, coming back to try and, keep the ship going in the same direction. But, Brendan, before we get into it too much,
why don't you? Let's call Drew Davis.
Let's call Drew Davis. He's coming back. Everybody, Drew, join the show. Come on over here. Everybody, clap for Drew.
Damn it!
You fucking idiot.
Okay, here we go.
Burn it. I'm gonna listen to Captain Falcon.
We got ice faces up against the runners-up in their first meeting since forever. The California kid starts on the mound, and the warehouse weasels are on him like a tongue to an ice cube. Jack gets 1,000 hits and then shoves on the mound. Oh, that Doyle rules. Back at the plate, it's Zoe's turn to shine as he takes Daniel top shelf as he demolishes that one for a grand slam. But he's not done yet. He calls Trevor a douchebag and tells Sheffy to suck on these Italian nuts, getting the job done with ease.
Okay.
We Got Ice makes a statement and wins 9-0 against Forgotten Rotten.
Fucking. All right. I mean, at the end there, you kind of were just like, fuck the references. We're just going to say whatever I want. That's how you decided to end that one? You know what? You found me. You got me. Very nice of you for lighting up your Hoppy Boy sign for our recording. Thank you very much, Brendan.
Yep, you're welcome. Let's do a little... Here we go. Oh, yeah.
Good. Everybody, if you, there's a warning. Put a warning on this video just in case. Some people, some people do get seizures. If you're watching on the YouTube, it's too late now, but be careful. Full-on meltdown from Rotten. We Got Ice came back and after having a really shitty year, get skunked on. To come back to have this performance is kind of what you need to get the confidence to keep doing it going forward.
Yeah, of
Jack's
course.
perfect. Reaches base 8 times out of 8 attempts. 7 hits, 7 singles, and a walk. 4 RBIs. Zoe still out RBIs him because of the aforementioned grand slam that only counted for 3 of those.
3.
Not to mention Shelfie couldn't record an out. Trev was, struggling again. But, we're hoping that this is rust. Shelfie walked 2 batters, which is 1 more batter than he walked the entirety of the last tournament.
Tough start.
Again, I think it's rust for Forgotten Rotten.
Reagan rust.
Oh, we got ice.
We got ice.
The ghost of Reagan Rust came to help out. We got ice.
Yeah.
Me. That's what she sounds like.
That's what she's always sounded like.
That's what she's always sounded like. First inning.
Trevor on the mound.
Trevor on the mound. Not
Sleeveless.
good.
Not good.
Ooh, well, not really sleeveless.
Sleeve full.
So, sleeveless in Seattle.
Now that.
There you go. New title for the episode.
New title. Trevor Plouffe.
New title.
And Meg Ryan's still there.
Meg Ryan is still there. Trevor's quote unquote sleeveless in Seattle. He had sleeves. We all saw him. We all saw
Griffey
him.
style. It's funny because Moylan kind of mentioned this during the inning. He didn't look that bad. Like his stuff was all there, and Trev kept saying like, I'm leaking it middle. It's going middle.
Right.
They're hitting it, and the pitches they weren't all like middle. I think he was just up against a team that if he's not hitting pipe, these guys are good hitters and they're going to make contact. And the contact was all that good against him. They were kind of hitting hard pop-ups, just getting bat to ball. Jack said that his idea going into that inning was to swing at everything, and he kind of did, and it was working. He didn't ever get behind Trevor, which made for Trevor not ever able to like hit a swing and miss stuff. Like when you get ahead, you can start playing with him a little bit, and he never got to toy with Jack at all.
It feels like after Jack's third at bat, Trevor was just fully in his head against Jack, where it's just like, I need to get ahead of him in the count, and he just never could do it.
Never got to.
Shelfie did make a really cool play, jumping grab that upon first watch, I was like, dope, that was pretty cool. And then the second time I watched it, I was like, whoa, this is actually an amazing play.
And those like weird little floaters are hard because the timing is always weird. You think it's going to come at you faster than it does, and they just kind of stay up there.
Yeah. But we got ice fully small balls rotten in this first inning. They don't max them out, which is very important. I think that's very big to Trevor's.
It wasn't today, but it can be.
It can be. I think it was very big to Trevor's mental fortitude in this game. That being said,
did he even get to a full? He got to like 4 balls in that count before he.
It was 4-1. Yeah. 4-1 full count, and then
if I'm in that situation, I'm just like throwing like a baby, like just like it's like an angry, fuck this pitch.
I sit here and I think about it, and if you're Trevor and you're pitching to probably literally any other team in the warehouse, and it's their first game still, so they haven't shook off the rust yet. I think that he gets out of this with maybe 1 run.
Peter,
allowed, but it's just
glad you brought this up because I forgot I was going to say the same thing. You're very smart.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That is a great.
I normally wear glasses.
And I completely agree with
because Zoe and Jack are used to balls making funny movements around, and nothing really intimidates them because this is what they're used to year round.
Just like grinding at bats too.
Yeah.
So they have legitimate game plans going into at bats versus certain pitchers, where a lot of other people will just go up and like see ball, hit ball.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. But so 4 runs, pretty good. I think anything underneath a max out after Trevor's woes last tournament is really nice. I mean, I know most of the plate, but you don't want to put yourself that far behind, which 4-0 is pretty far behind.
Plus, when you
especially
get maxed
considering
out, like, why do they even pitch? It feels like a waste of time.
Especially considering Jack needed redemption as well. So we didn't even know if Jack was going to be good or if he was going to be like he was last tournament. I wrote in my notes, first thing, Jack pitching Trev up. This is a redemption at bat with Plouffe being shit at the plate last battle and Jack being shit on the mound. And Jack gets him to strike out, which is, as you'll see, or as you have seen and you will hear, the story of Trevor's day again, where he was, 1 for 4. It kind of looked like Rotten was going to get on the board for a bit. They loaded the bases with only 1 out. Ryan makes a great play to get 2 outs, and then Shelfie strikes out to keep it 4-0, and that's kind of fucking. That's where the game was over, guys.
Yeah, pretty much. You knew it right
that
then
was
and there.
it. You knew it right then and there, especially with the way Jack was hitting, and
Yeah.
Zoe was just getting on base. I mean,
and historically, like I know Shelfie was great last year on the mound, but if Trevor got lit up like that, I didn't think Shelfie was going to come in and be like that much better than him.
right.
Um,
Well, Shelfie's really, really good.
yeah, no, he really, really can be. He really can.
Like, he was the guy on Rotten last. He's the reason Rotten made it to the championship.
Yeah.
And this is what we talked about last year too, or last tournament. What separates the good teams from the great teams, and it's that second pitcher.
Right.
Shelfie is better than this. We know Shelfie is better than this.
Yeah.
Because in the second inning, Shelfie goes, he doesn't record a single out. He gives up 5 runs without recording a single out. Now, again, like we talked about before, could very well be because the We Got Ice boys probably have the best eyes in the warehouse. They take balls that other teams probably wouldn't. They get contact when they.
That's true. He was a little more wild than usual, but also like you're saying, there's some balls that other teams would have swung at and put Shelfie in a better, more competitive count. But the 2 walks to start his inning, I think you're just pitching from behind and just trying to throw strikes, and that's where you get beat.
Well, not only that, the second walk must have been so demoralizing because he was up 0-2 to start that count, which is like dope. This is what you want, Shelfie. You gave up a walk. You tied your walks for the last tournament. Get
like
it done.
Before, too,
get
like
back in
he
there.
knew his stats and knew like, shit, 1 walk I tied last tournament's shit. Second walk, this is the worst I've ever pitched.
Right, and then he walked him, and then it's like that's where all the confidence is gone. And I'm sure it is. And if we talk to Shelfie, he'll be like, "No, what are you talking? Confidence was still there. It's the second fucking batter I faced during the season."
It does change your approach in that inning where you're like, I need to throw strikes now, and that pitch that Zoe hit was an absolute meatball.
Ooh, a nice Italian meatball for my Italian boy, as Lorenzo. Hello. Oh, why you so skinny, my boy? You need to eat a little bit more. You're gonna skin and bone. You need more meat on the bone. Okay, no, sorry. Please. When I was in middle school,
Peter is Spanish.
I'm a Spanish boy. When I was in middle school, we would get my nonna would come from Brooklyn to our house for Christmas Eve, and my mom's mother, who we called Nanny, would come from New Jersey.
Was Nanny
the same
mean?
thing, right? What?
Was Nanny mean?
No, Nanny was not mean.
Usually Nanny's mean.
Nanny was the best. No, not Nanny. Nani.
Oh, that's why she's nice. My nanny was real mean. I was scared of her.
We never had a nanny. We were not rich like you, Brendan. Okay?
We called my grandma nanny.
Okay, yeah, whatever you say, Brendan.
I didn't have a real nanny.
Whatever. Okay, money bags. So every time I'd come home from school around Christmas time, because they'd spend the whole week with us, they would pretty much hold me in the kitchen until I ate like a full sandwich, because they say, "Oh, Peter, you too skinny. You need to eat you need to get a little meat on your bone. You're gonna starve and die." What's up, ma? They used to go, "Oh, B, you want taral? You want a sandwich?" No, I'm okay. So what do you mean you need to come over here and you eat some food. Okay, no, you got it.
Sounds like you're playing clips from Nikki Cass's Instagram.
This is how my nonno actually sounded. I don't want to get too far into it, but you couldn't understand him unless you knew him, right? He had a thick accent, thick. One of my favorite things, he would go to Brooklyn and get a fruit, expensive fruit. So whenever we wouldn't,
like an apple,
as a family, we would have when we had the big meals, it would be okay, appetizers, then we had soup, then we had salad, then we had entrees, then we had fruit and nuts, then we had dessert, right?
Fruit and nuts.
So in between, there'd be 15 minutes where we would go and hang out in a different, just so all the could, move everything off the table, get it back on, right? And my nonno would come over. He goes, "Oh, a fruit." We go, "Okay, nonno, we'll be over in a second." And if we didn't get to the table fast enough, he'd come by and go, "Oh, what's up, ma? You don't want no straw?" Strawberries.
Oh, okay.
That's what he was talking about. So that's Peter's
He knows
That's
it all.
Peter's story of the day. For
I
about I don't even
have
know how
strawberries
we
in the
got
house.
there.
I'm gonna scream that at Nicole when I get upstairs.
We have a raspberry.
That is very.
But oh yeah, we got there because you're too skinny. You need to
Too
eat a
skinny
little
and
bit of
bones.
something. Eat
No,
some
we
of
talked
this
about
and a
this last
shelfie of
episode.
meatball.
Zoe's a hunk. Ripped.
Hunk.
Ripped.
Ooh, Zoe texted us today.
Yes.
And he said, "Can't wait to listen to the episode. Haven't heard it yet." He has no idea.
He has no
has
idea.
no idea that we went in on his physical physique and how he's a Greek god.
Italian.
And then he hits a grand slam.
It's a grand slam.
He is an Italian god, but his hair is very.
Yeah.
It's very Adriatic, which is like kind of like mine when I grow it out. But
no,
we don't do that anymore. All right. Well,
nah.
tried my
This is
best,
good,
Mom.
yours is
Tried my best. Then I mean, there's not much to say about the bottom of the second. Zoe was pitching.
Yeah.
Trev.
Should I tell you about my grandpa instead during this inning?
Yeah. Trev hit a very
He had a bread truck. He
weak
would pick me up from
capper
school
to
in a bread
Ryan.
truck. It was fun. I got to ride on top of the
Bread?
Yeah. He had bread inside milk crates, and I would sit in the milk crates in the back of the truck. It was
What
fun.
a grandpa thing to do.
Very grandpa.
No seat belt.
No seat belt.
No seat
He's
belt.
very German, actually.
What do you need a seat belt for?
He's German. No seat
I
belt.
come from a Bavaria. That's how you do it. I come from a Bavaria.
It sounds very Bavarian.
So you come into my truck and no seat belt.
Oh my
Okay?
God, Grandpa Ken's back alive.
Trev hits an unfortunately softball to Ryan.
Yeah, it was sad.
Out. And then I wrote in my notes, very good analysis from Pete here. Zoe dealing.
Hell yeah.
And then he strikes Shelfie out. Two outs.
He said, what does he say,
because
Peter?
They couldn't make it up. He go, you out of here.
No, he says, suck on these Italian nuts.
Suck on the Maya meat the
That
ball.
was a
Shelfie,
reference
you
to
give
something,
me.
for real, though. It was,
No,
you
it
ever see
wasn't.
Pineapple Express?
No.
Ken Jeong says, I'm not going to do his accent, but he says, suck on these Chinese nuts.
Interesting.
And I was talking about Pineapple Express a lot.
Gonna have to submit that to the bureau.
I didn't do the accent.
Well,
But
too late.
Here's my analysis.
Petition's been filed.
Zoe's pitching.
Yeah.
It was good. And I think
Enough.
it's good enough. It's perfect. He had to get only 2 outs. He got the 2 outs. He
good
has
enough.
finally figured out that sidearm slot that is, compared to everyone else that does that same slot, like below the pitching speed. And I think that's why it got Trevor to roll over. I was a little surprised that it got Shelfie to freeze, but I wonder if it's just like loopy enough where he really didn't think that was going to come back. But it looked when those pitches freeze someone and they called strikes, they look really, really good. So Zoe's rocking it. He's like kind of just above 60 miles per hour, which is, if you're too far in the middle, some teams are going to hit you. But if you can hide and just be there for 2 outs at a time, props to them. I wonder what the conversation was like about which teams were going to get the 1 out person, because I would sort of think maybe we guys could be on the bubble for that. But I guess they've been around for so long, and maybe it was like a challenge to Zoe, like, no, I want to be a 2 out team.
Yeah. I mean, so Zoe, like you said, Zoe was good enough. You don't need to be an ace at this point. You don't yes, the best teams typically have 2 really good pitchers. You don't need to be a really good pitcher if you're Zoe, specifically because We Got Ice is so good at hitting the ball, small ball style and big ball style.
Which doesn't always come into play, but it does more now, especially with the extra fielder. Right.
But Zoe here, I think what's really telling here is Zoe got 2 outs on 6 pitches. One of them a strikeout, right? One of them, you could say was lucky with Trev hitting a ball.
Yeah.
But getting Shelfie to strike out in a huge situation, how many times have we seen Zoe crumble in the past with that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe he feels really comfortable with that arm slot. It's so far so good.
Yeah, so far so good.
Good job, dude.
Hey, last week when we did player and play of the game, did I flip it? We usually do play. Do we do play first or player first?
Player, I think.
That's what we did last week.
Yeah. I think we
last
nailed
episode.
It.
All right. Player of the game.
Player of the game. Hold on. There we go. Oh God, I didn't know it was still doing that.
Just a warning, everybody. If you have epilepsy or something, do not Brendan is trying to get you.
I'm sorry.
And
I
that's
thought it was
not
just
a
going to
joke.
turn on low, and it was worse than ever.
It's easier to read like this.
It is, I know. But I was trying to be dramatic.
Yeah, well,
Jack Doyle is my player of the game. He got
very
8
good,
hits.
guys. Wait,
He
Brendan,
pitched
who
awesome.
was it?
Huh?
Quack Doyle.
Nice. Now that's dramatic.
Guys, listen, we're pros for a reason.
Quack Doyle. Great. I think you probably like that nickname too. Quack Doyle is he's back. The quack is back, as they
He's
say.
quack.
Yeah.
The quack is quack. We're
Quack is
going too
quack.
far.
They understand this as much as they understand your grandpa. That's getting confusing.
Ooh, I could do it without the duck popping up.
Yeah, I think this is a great sign for him because he hasn't always been that great at the plate either. So maybe this mindset of his to just like swing and trust your hands
Yes,
and
he has.
go with the. No, there's some tournaments where I
In
don't
this
really trust him.
in this episode, they said he's like the lead,
He's just been around for so
the
long.
warehouse leader in average.
Yeah, but he was also here during like the years where people couldn't pitch for shit.
But he was also here during the years where they got ringers to come in.
He's been through it all, folks.
He's
But
been through it all, folks.
It's a great sign. Obviously, either way, this is the best he's looked because he did not get out, and he didn't crumble on the mound. He looks great. Sure, he's going to walk people in general. That's kind of comes with the territory with him because he just has such nasty stuff. I'm okay with a couple of walks here and there, with how dirty and filthy he can be. And he looks gross. Like as soon as he starts on the mound and strikes Trevor out with that knuckle drop, I'm like, oh shit! Like he set him up perfectly for that pitch. It was perfectly executed. Just nasty, nasty stuff. I love watching Jack Doyle pitch when he's on his best, and he's not even there yet. And he still looks great. I love it.
Remember when you did that?
Filthy, nasty, dirty.
Filthy, nasty, dirty.
Do you remember? I got some great ideas for some new characters coming up this year in Hobby Boys.
Oh, pay attention, guys. Watch the Hobby Boy. But yeah, Jack was the obvious answer. When you get on base 8 out of 8 times, like, and then have the pitching performance that you do with 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits, and no earned runs.
Some
Like
backyard baseball numbers.
Backyard baseball numbers. Bam, 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 bam. See? What a great game. Play of the game.
Play the game.
The play of the game. Could be a cop-out. People could be saying it's a cop-out. People could be saying it's an illegal play of the game because of what I'm going to say. But I'm going to say the play of the game was Zoe's final strikeout of Shelfie to end the game.
Oh.
Because of the implications that this makes him a good enough pitcher.
Wow.
It is kind of like the culmination of arrest me. Coppers, please. I had to do it. Oh no, is that police sirens? Ah. Shittiest police sirens of all time. Zoe striking out Shelfie to end it means a lot when you take a step back and you look at it. In the past, Zoe struggles to get outs. We all know Zoe struggled to get outs in the past. A strikeout, nonetheless, of Shelfie, and that last ball was so well placed too. Zoe seems to have gotten a confidence on the mound that whether or not you call this game a rotten meltdown or what, Zoe's gotten this confidence now to throw aggressive pitches.
Yeah. When
he's ahead or even when he's not ahead. That this one strikeout that came in such a pivotal point, because if Shelby hits a home run or whatever, if they get up and they start to make up the difference, who knows what could have happened. Jack probably would have come back in.
Yeah, but it's smart to have him just like try and go for 2 outs here because he's pitching from a place of confidence, and with a big cushion. And this could, you're right, this could translate to great things for them moving forward.
This could be the key that they need to finally achieve glory in the Blitzball battle. Because we talked to Jack. Go back, listen to our interview with Jack Doyle. Jack said, "Oh yeah, our lane is in these secondary tournaments."
Right.
We don't want that
anymore.
We
don't want that attitude.
We want We Got Ice to win a tournament.
They're the most popular team in the warehouse. They deserve some glory.
How many? Like a couple years ago, they were like in the final of every fucking tournament.
Yeah, around Blitzball Blitz, they had a hot streak.
Blitzball Blitz, they won.
Yeah, that whole era They were good.
They were in the final of Floorball 2, I believe.
Yeah.
They were in the final of Blitzball Battle 3. I don't believe they ever made a final of Ball and Play, but like they were a good team. They should have been in the final, but then Joe's had that fucking crazy game
Yeah.
2 tournaments ago where like they needed like 17 runs on 12 balls and Joe's just shut them down.
Yep, not gonna happen.
I'm really happy for Zoe. I'm really happy for Jack. I think this was a great job. I'm certain that Trev and Shelfie will bounce back.
Yeah,
Shelfie's great.
I
Trev
think
is
Trevor's
great.
gonna figure it out at the plate too. I didn't see much from him, but he can't be bad for another entire season.
Yes, he can. He's gonna prove you wrong.
Yeah,
You're giving him bulletin board material. So I'll prove him wrong.
I'm gonna suck you harder.
I'll go over for here on out. But good job, guys. Congratulations. Go your straw. And now, Brendan, do we have music for previews?
I think I usually like sing. Honestly,
we forget every fucking time. We forget if we have.
No,
music
I sing
for
the
this
BBD Memorial Play the Game. I sing that one.
Yes, that's not for this.
What's this
That's for Ball and Play.
Do you do something?
I think you just played something. A random thing. Play Roulette Me Love You.
No one has ever known what that is.
Nobody has ever known what it is.
I'm gonna hit like 5 buttons at once.
Okay. You know what? Let's get for the next episode, Brendan. Get Captain Falcon's theme song on your soundboard, and we'll play the whole thing.
Perfect.
Before we do the Forever He Will Be My Hero. There you go.
I just played it.
Previews, Brendan. It's only
new
fair.
Themes.
You start every previews.
Do I? Okay.
We're setting that up right now. You're going to start every previews.
Oh boy.
The Jolly Olives versus the Warehouse Athletic Club. Wow.
Okay. My prediction is.
No. It's what to watch for, not predictions.
What I will watch for is.
You do one team, I do one team.
Processing. Oh, this is really tough to pick from. I'm gonna steer clear. I'm gonna give you the hard one. I'm gonna give you Panic. I'm gonna take.
What if I'm going to talk about Dalton?
That would be insane, Peter. I'm talking about the Jolly Olives. The Jolly Olives are one half of Hook, Line, Sinkers.
And
they've gotten rid of an old man. They've added a young buck. They're also what?
That's a deer.
Okay. What were you?
They're also one half. They're also one whole of Shea Station.
Wow, true. And we know what happened with Shea Station. There's one guy on that team that mashes. Jolly will do that. I think that's a given. Jolly's going to mash. But I'm interested to see what I'm going to watch for is what has happened to Jolly's arm. Is he going to be the worst pitcher in Warehouse history again? Or has he become competent since then? I would assume if they're putting him in this position to be a captain of a franchise league, then he must have worked on stuff, and I am curious to see how far he's come. Let's take a look at Jolly's pitching in this what to watch for.
Wow. Very well said, Brendan.
Very
well said.
Yeah, of course.
Very well said. I don't give a shit. I've been here. I've been put on this earth. To cover the what to watch for the Warehouse Athletic Club, formerly
whack.
Formerly the I Love Yous. As Darren
Nicole's
Samuels.
favorite team disbanded.
Not anymore. Disbanded. So here's the big thing, right? You jokingly said I'm going to talk about Panic. I'm going to talk Panic. All right.
Yeah.
Before
you get in, I think I said my guess for the Warehouse Weasel was Panic. It's very clearly Kyle.
Kyle Mooney?
It's Kyle Mooney
from SNL?
From SNL.
Interesting.
Very clearly.
What if it's
body language? Oh no,
not
Kyle. I saw Kyle. It's Kev.
What's that guy's name from MLB Network? Greg Amsinger. What if it's Greg Amsinger?
Or it could be Justin Shackle.
They already have Keith from MLB Network.
Yeah.
What if it's Greg Amsinger? Do you know who Greg Amsinger is?
A guy on MLB Network. I was more focused on Shackle.
He is he's the host, pretty much the host of MLB Network. Greg Amsinger, I used to love listening to what he had to say back when I was in high school and college.
Yeah. I'm very familiar with him.
But no,
they don't even use him. They just put him in a warehouse.
They just put him in the costume. It's Greg Amsinger, guys. We're breaking the news. Greg Amsinger is the weasel.
I'm sorry to interrupt you twice, but if you need someone to be in the mascot costume for free, I have experience. I'm very good at it. I was Alfie Adventureland for many hours.
Yeah, tell them about what you did. Go listen to the Hoppy Boys and hear about what you did.
I didn't think you'd remember. I was going to mention that part. It's not good for the resume. I got kicked off of mascot duties, and I had to head towards the train conducting at Adventureland because I was dancing. I was a great mascot dancer. I was doing a little shimmy with my arms, and I knocked the Dippin' Dots out of some little girl's hands, and I sprinted the other direction. I ran away, thinking she's not going to know who that was. She's not going to catch me. And then they complained to the owner of the park. It was the guy in the fucking mascot costume that did it. And I was no longer allowed to be the mascot.
Not allowed.
But I was really good at it when I was able to be in that costume. So please reach out. Whoever's in charge of that, I will be the warehouse weasel next year or anytime.
Brendan will be the warehouse weasel. Please. Or what's the warehouse weasel's name?
Sally?
No, Dusty. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
What is that?
It's the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
I don't know.
He had a lisp and everything. You don't know who Dusty Rhodes is, dude? He's the American Dream.
Apparently.
Look him up as I'm talking about Justin Pennick. I'm gonna type in the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Brendan. Justin Pennick. Big shoes to fill to, essentially replace Nikki Cass. Not going to happen. That's him. The American Dream. That's what he sounded like too. His finisher was the bionic elbow. You want to see the bionic elbow? This is it. Ready?
That's a good move.
that was it. Justin Pennick, I don't think is going to have the pitching expertise that Nikki had, which is going to be.
No matter what, it's going to be.
He's definitely not. We have one thing that we could judge Justin Pennick off of, and that was Captain's League Blitzball. He threw 11 pitches in Captain's League Blitzball.
How'd they go?
No, not do very good. 2 walks, 1 hit, 3 earned runs. But one thing that Warehouse Athletic Club, particularly Nikki Cass, struggled with was getting out. Justin Pennick in 4 at-bats has struck out twice, singled once. And you must be saying to yourself right now, Peter, how could that be? They played in 5 games. He only got 4 at-bats, and he struck out twice? That's abysmal. Brendan, he walked 7 times.
Ooh, wow.
That's huge.
What an eye.
That's massive. So if he can continue to get these walks and continue to now, granted, we've talked about this in the past. Captain's League is not necessarily the best because the pitching is not as good as it is in Blitzball Battle. But if Pennick's eye is good enough to continue to walk like this, then if he gets on base, Dalton can drive him in easy peasy.
Right. Yeah, I think we talked a little bit about this with Drew. Maybe it was after we stopped recording, but I wonder if the thought process here with sticking Pennick with Dalton is that Dalton's emerged as the top dog of all the warehouse games, just a well-rounded guy and so good at everything. So they gave him a project. They gave him Pennick, and they're going to see how this goes. So fucking rude. It is what it is.
You're saying they nerfed him with Pennick?
Yeah.
That's the rudest thing I think I've ever heard. Justin Pennick, Brendan, let me point this out to you.
I didn't say the other sports too.
This is friend of the show, Justin Pennick.
He's a great guy.
The only person who replied to your tweet saying, "Can't wait to listen, guys," and you're gonna fucking drag his name through the mud like this.
I'm just being honest.
This is unbelievable. Justin Pennick, you're a great guy. Brendan hates you. I love
you, and you appreciate my honesty.
No.
He knows what's true.
Brendan, we hate those New Yorkers, Justin. Us Jersey guys got to stick together.
You're not from Jersey. You're not from Jersey.
Brendan can eat dirt. Brendan can eat the dirt.
No.
Okay.
Pennick will be great at other sports, but his first time through Blitzball, I expect him to get eaten alive.
Unbelievably rude.
I'm just saying.
From Brendan Ruppel.
Prove me wrong. I'd love to see it.
From Brendan Ruppel. Brendan's middle name is Otis, by the way, guys. So just
go
ahead. It's Otis. Go ahead and tell everybody Brendan Ruppel's middle name is Otis. Get it trending. # Otis Ruppel.
Doesn't sound too bad.
Brennan, if your middle name is Otis, what should you be drinking?
If your middle name is Otis, you can drink Subtlety. It's the drinks made by me. You can find it at thesubtlety.com. Use code HoppyBoys for $2 off your order. The Hoppy Boys is my other podcast where we drink beer and make silly jokes. I don't know what else to say about it, honestly. You know what I mean? It's over.
Try your best.
Malt Madness is over. There's
Malt Madness is over.
There's no point in talking about it anymore. It was just such a fun tournament. It was so good. And now nothing we ever do will ever top it. It's a bad show now.
Some people say it was rigged.
Yeah.
And then then go ahead and listen to see how one of the contestants tried to re-rig the final, and it did not work out well at all.
When the video was being put up this week, still by Brian's working on it.
I cannot.
You gotta go look at the end of that YouTube video.
I gotta watch this video.
Yeah. So go check out the Hoppy Boys on YouTube. You can also, if you're only listening to this on your podcast platforms, listen to the Blitzball Boys also on YouTube. We're Pete, I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers this year. What do you think about that? Maybe by the end of this tournament, if we can get to 200, I would be happy. At? We're at 120.
Brendan, we're at 14.
Ah, shit.
Fuck.
Hey, let's get to 200.
We lost 80 subscribers during this episode. Yeah, we could do that, I think.
I think we could do it. It helps out. If you haven't subscribed on YouTube yet, there's a lot of great YouTubeable moments.
There are. You can see
especially
Drew
when Peter has a hat.
us.
When Peter has a hat, it's really good stuff.
When I have a hat, guys,
nothing like it.
I got some really good hat bits.
Yeah, it's really
that
fun.
you guys would love.
Yeah, and I have some good
Give me a
epilepsy
chance.
bits. So be aware of that.
That's not a joke. The epilepsy stuff is not a joke.
It's not a joke.
If you're listening to this,
it's never gonna happen again.
If you're listening to this on the podcast platforms and you have epilepsy, do not
don't go to YouTube.
Watch the YouTube.
Still subscribe, but don't.
Brendan made some mistakes.
Yeah,
that's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
I know I'm smiling when I'm saying this, but it's just because of how ridiculous this situation is.
It's bad. Sorry.
So, go ahead, keep going.
I don't think I have anything else. Watch me and Chris's Blitzball videos. We're posting more.
Yeah.
We're gonna start a league soon. After we put out 10 episodes, I told him I want to do a 14-game season like in Backyard Baseball, and there will have to be stakes somehow, even though it's 1v1 for the entire season.
Who's gonna cook them?
I'm gonna cook the books. Oh, I get it. Stakes.
No.
Nice. Wait, you know what? This is Blitzball related. How about this rule? What do you think? There will be a golden at bat once per game. You can choose whenever it's going to be. Huh?
Kenny?
his 5-year-old son gets a bat. It's basically like having Pablo Sanchez up there. It's just not fair. The golden at bat allows you to, if you call golden at bat, and we're going to paint a bat gold. You're allowed to break through the run rule of the inning. If you hit, so if it's bases loaded, and you're up 4-0. You hit a grand slam, you get to have all 8 runs.
I like that.
Only if you hit it at that at bat, you have to call your shot.
I like that.
So then in the championship game, it would be if you won out the league. Say Chris wins more games than me in the regular season. Don't say anything, Peter. Don't say, of course it's going to happen.
Chris is going to do it.
Then he gets to have that golden at bat, and I do not during the championship game.
Chris has been handsome longer than anybody we know.
It's true.
From New Paltz.
That's true.
It's true.
Sure.
For me,
steal that rule. Warehouse games.
I don't have anything to plug.
Okay.
Hug your pets.
Hug your pets.
Beyond that, listen to us next time. Thank you very much for listening. We really appreciate it. We're sorry the last episode went off the rails, but we think some of you fucking freaks enjoyed that.
You liked it.
You liked it, you freaks.
You liked it. I love you.
You liked it, didn't you? I love you. I love you guys.
I love you.
Beyond that, Otis, ask me the question.
Got anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Bye.
Bye.